Hey everyone, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community on the planet. Today is Sunday. It's September 10th. We're having a great weekend, and in this video, we're going to be doing another edition of Rapid Fire MJ News Updates. If you're new to this format, basically I go over the news that transpired over the last couple of weeks, and I go through the most important news pieces that I think somebody may have missed, right? So this isn't to go into a deep dive or anything like that on these news developments. This is just simply to go over the last couple of weeks in this video because I did miss last week. I was in on the last weekend I was in PEI visiting friends and family. So actually had some big news from the Murray family, going to be a father. So we threw a baby shower when we were there as well, and getting tons of great messages and feedback for that. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. So this video will be a little bit longer today, but this is going to be from August 26th to September 8th. Again, just going to go over the most important news pieces that people may have missed in this new format video. And let me know in the comments below if you do enjoy this new format. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future rapid fire updates or live streams or when I post a new video. Also, you can go down to the About section here. If you go to About on the YouTube channel for Pow Group, I just launched the Pow merch store, so there's a link there, and I did buy the domain powmerch.ca, and you can follow Pow Group on X, formerly Twitter. And the handle for that is @GroupPow. I'm going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward, but the handle again for that is @GroupPow, and I'm going to be doing a merch sale as well. It was live the other day. So essentially you can get 10% off from now until the end of September. And POW members who have a membership, either an annual or a monthly membership or the VIP, you'll get that 10% off for life. So after September, like I said, only POW members will get that. But you can view that by going to powmerch.ca. Again, powmerch.ca. And the coupon code is POWG420. So POWG420. And then if you go to powmerch.ca, like I said, that will bring up the coupon code here at the top. And I'm getting tons of orders, tons of great support and feedback. Anybody who does purchase, I've had over, I think there's about 14 or 15 orders so far. So again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I love each and every one of you who have supported me along the way. If you do get your merchandise, when you get your merch, make sure to send a video or send a picture, and I'll put it in a video. I'm going to do a cool collaboration and collage with it all toward the end. But I did have an issue with the SSL certificate, so I bought a domain, powmerch.ca, and a couple people reached out and said that they weren't able to process that, so I did rectify that SSL certificate, so it should now be showing as secured, and that means it'll be encrypted when you put your payment processing information in there. So thank you very much for those that reached out and let me know. I got that corrected yesterday. So we'll dive into the news pieces. Again, this is going to be a little bit of a longer video, and we'll try to go through this as quickly as possible. There was a lot that transpired over the last couple of weeks. So the S&P discontinues Canadian International MJ stock indices, and I mentioned to Pow Group private members that the bottom is likely close. And then sure enough, not too long after we got that news, I did a dedicated video that it was going to be recommended Schedule 3 from HHS. So it's just funny how all these, massive FUD, right? These fear, uncertainty, and doubt articles come out right near one of the biggest catalysts of our lifetime in MJ, right? Canadian wildfires also appear to have very little impact on MJ supplies. So we know that there's an oversupply right now in Canada, and it seems to have no effect on that. And there's been a lot of wildfires, so definitely heart goes out to those that are affected by that. Also, MJ cultivator Clever Leaves consolidates shares to stay on the NASDAQ, and it hasn't been the first, and it certainly won't be the last, at least for the foreseeable future. Planet 13 acquires VitaCan for $49 million in Florida MJ expansion, and we know that Florida is a very, very important market with the potential for for adult use here over the next, legalization of adult use over the next couple of years. In my opinion, that's going to be a very pivotal market as well. Former top FDA official predicts agency will make Schedule 3 MJ recommendation with election cycle in mind. And keep in mind, that was 2 weeks ago on August 28th, right before the news came out from HHS. And again, I did a video on that. You more than likely already seen it. If you did see it, then again, if you haven't seen it, check it out. But again, I already covered that in a video, so I'm not going to go into complete details in that one. Also, DeSantis doubles down on opposition to MJ legalization, claiming Colorado's illicit market is bigger and more lucrative after reform. Okay, well, I've got some articles I want to share with you with regards to this statement because it basically makes it seem like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But not only that, I'm not looking to get political. I'm in Canada, so I have no care in the world. All I want is who's going to enter office that's going to be pro MJ. I know this guy's pro crypto, which this is, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Crypto is a big part, but it's only about 10-20% of my channel's content. I was put on this earth to spread the weed, the MJ medicine of the future gospel, if you will. And I just want what's best for MJ, right? I have no tilt to either side of the aisle. I'm not for GOP. I'm not, I don't care about Republican, Democrat. I'm in Canada. So I just want what's best for MJ. And in my opinion, this clown should not get any votes. But again, not to get political, that's just my opinion. Also, moreover, Ron DeSantis confirms he would not legalize adult use if elected president, warns of fentanyl-laced MJ? Like, all the more reason to legalize, no? Like, what are you talking about? This guy makes no sense. And then I got another article that I want to share with regards to that later on. But MJ Moment reports that states that legalized medical MJ saw a nearly 20% drop in foster care cases for parental drug misuse, study finds, right? But again, like majority of Americans want it legalized, but this guy's going the opposite route. It just makes absolutely no sense to me. I can't see this guy entering office at all. Tyson's 2.0 solventless mic bites, the new gold standard in edibles. And we know that Hexo had the deal with Tyson 2.0 here in Canada, and then Tilray just acquired Hexo. So now Tilray has exclusive rights to Tyson products here in Canada, but starting to make some big strides there with that new brand. Also, Bahamas considers MJ legalization for religious and medical use. So game theory playing out. Once one capitulates, once one does it, it's just a matter of time before they all do, right? So game theory playing out. Canadian MJ exports surged 50% to 160 million Canadian in 2022 and 2023. And Australia and Israel top destinations of MJ exports. Also, Arkansas medical MJ sales hit 23.2 million in July. New York judge pauses all MJ licenses in the state. So licensing in the state paused. In a stunning reversal, a New York State Supreme Court judge on Monday held up all business applications to open adult use MJ stores in the state after finding MJ regulators provided him contradictory and confusing information, and that was from August 29th. Also, access to MJ stores varies widely across US and Canada. We know that Alberta and Ontario are just flooded, and then we know that like Quebec is lagging behind drastically, right? But that's because it's all government owned and it's not private, right? So we still got a ton of growth here in Canada. Also, Riff MJ launches new diamond-infused pre-rolls and blunts from Tilray. So this was great. I reported this in one of my videos as well, but you can check that out. Also, Arizona adult use and medical MJ sales drop again in May, so slowing a little bit there. Also, biggest thing ever, MJ rescheduling recommendation hailed. So that was on August 30th. Again, I did a video on this. This is the biggest news for the MJ industry to date. Maybe Canadian legalization was the biggest so far, but rescheduling to Schedule 3 would potentially remove 280E, right? So if we get Schedule 3 and the DEA recommends it over the next couple of months, which is more than likely going to happen, then that will remove 280E, and then we could even see safe banking and all of this, uplisting the NYSE and the NASDAQ. That's going to drastically, it's going to be a huge momentum shift and just, making this industry legitimate, right? So that's what's going to be the biggest, in my opinion, the most likely scenario, and what's going to knock us out of this multi-year bear market and start a new multi-year bull market. And we've got tons of stuff, right? The MJ Act under review here in Canada. We've got legalization of medical potentially in the US. We've got Schedule 3, removal of 280E, safe banking, uplisting to the NYSE and the NASDAQ, joining the traditional banking world, right? And yeah, it's looking really good. And like I said, tons of, Germany coming online. There's the rest of the EU. So there's so much growth here to be had. And I'm probably forgetting a couple of catalysts as well. Oh yeah, Florida on the ballot for 2024. Going to be huge potential as well. Arkansas medical MJ sales set to surpass last year's record of 270 million. And then MJ edibles crackdown takes bite out of Indiva's sales. So we know that, what was the lozenges? Yeah, so these stemming from Health Canada's crackdown on erroneously classifying edible products. So again, there's the MJ Act is under review here in Canada, and we could see improvements to packaging, labeling, marketing, taxation, all of that stuff, which we know is really hindering the industry as well. Also, a study found that okay, Ron DeSantis, are you listening? Hopefully, I don't get what this guy's, I don't get the cut of his jib at all. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But study found that 92% of illegal MJ samples contain pesticides. Okay, so we should keep it illegal then. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Researchers analyzed samples of legal and illegal MJ in Canada and found that illegal MJ contained an average of 3.7 different pesticides, right? So, like, I can't understand in any facet or in any lifetime why having it illegal would be better than legal. It just doesn't make any sense. It's medicine. It's medicine of the future, right? There's actual medical benefits, which is why HHS is recommending Schedule 3, and then they'll likely deschedule it eventually, treat it like alcohol and tobacco. Those are poison, and MJ is medicine, right? So it just doesn't make any sense to me. But Illinois, MJ sales stall in August. So again, a little bit of slowing there. July, MJ sales slow as well. So we're seeing more evidence of that. And then moreover from MJ Biz Daily, MJ MSOs implore New York governor to let them enter the state's adult use market. And if you can see, you're citing government ineptitude. That's allowed New York's adult use MJ legalization to stagnate. CEOs from 4 multi-state operators asked the governor to allow them to enter the state's adult use market without delay. That would be huge as well. New York, Florida are going to be 2 very, very important markets in the U.S. Senate Banking Committee Chair aims to advance MJ banking bill within the next 6 weeks. And then we had some more information about that as well. U.S. Senator again promises hearing on MJ safe banking is imminent. And then MJ banking bill talks were very productive over recess. GOP Senate sponsors office says, as key chairman predicts imminent agreement. So very productive. And like I said, there's so many catalysts coming down the pipeline here. I'm excited. I'm excited to be alive. I'm grateful to be here and experiencing it with you all. And as long as I'm on this earth, I'll be making videos and supporting this amazing industry and medicine of the future. 3 in 5 Floridians support MJ legalization. New poll finds as state Supreme Court weighs 2024 reform ballot initiative. This will be huge. Take a look at AYR. Take a look at Trulieve. Some of those MSOs just on this news, this would be massive and a real vote of confidence for the MJ sector. Like I said, I think Florida is probably the biggest market right now to go adult use. Colorado governor sends letter to commend Biden administration for making progress on rescheduling MJ. So again, great strides. This is probably the biggest thing for the MJ industry ever, but obviously full-blown legalization at the federal level of MJ would be the biggest in our lifetime, and that's going to be something I'm here for, and I will not miss out. South African police won't arrest you for growing MJ in your house or in your car. So again, game theory playing out. More and more countries, more and more states, more and more, just overall stigmatization that's just leaving the industry and just more acceptance of this medicine of the future. Pittsburgh also, advocates in Pittsburgh unite to legalize adult use MJ in Pennsylvania. Again, love to see it. Tilray expands market-leading MJ portfolio with launch of new Redecan products across Canada. So we have King Sherb and Animal Runts that are hitting the market. And I've tried the Animal Runts. It's amazing. If you try that, let me know in the comment section below. But that definitely was the best MJ in the MJ store here in my dispensary locally here in Edmonton. Hands down, bar none, especially for the price, and just the quality was through the roof. Also, Massachusetts hits $5 billion in MJ sales milestone as state sees consecutive record-breaking monthly purchases. Also, medical MJ patients see improved quality of life and lower pain, anxiety, and depression after 3 months of use, study shows. Someone send that to Ron DeSantis, please. Illinois concert this weekend will be state's first to allow on-site MJ consumption. What have I been saying for a while now? Wait till it's in restaurants, bars, events, concerts. There's so much, like imagine going to a hockey game or something like that, or a football game, baseball game, be able to get that as well. Imagine a brewery that was only for MJ infused beers, right? So there's so much growth here. It's not even funny. That's actually something I'll be looking to do in the future. Perhaps start my own brewery that's only MJ infused. That would be a true dream of mine come true. President of Cutwater Spirits and Anheuser-Busch veteran trades beer for MJ, and we know that Anheuser-Busch sold, the maker of Budweiser sold 8 beverage brands to Tilray. So again, making more strides related to MJ. Also, Aurora partners with leading Brazilian company Herbarium to expand CBD portfolio into Brazil. Curaleaf also expanded their brand portfolio with launch of zero proof MJ infused drinkables. So I'm very bullish on Curaleaf in the long term. Neptune Wellness Solutions, Inc. completes share consolidation. So again, we know that Canopy Growth potentially has a vote for share consolidation and a reverse split. Does that mean it's going to go through even if the vote is approved? No, it does not. They have until January to regain compliance. So if they get over $1 USD for 10 consecutive trading days before January, the end of January, then I think it's January 11th, then they will regain compliance. But you have to remember that we're likely due for some pullback. And if the broader market sees any kind of weakness, that's going to be headwinds as opposed to tailwinds, and could potentially put a fork in this. And it's not the only company. So I don't think that reverse splits are the end of the world. They were created for a reason, and it was created by market makers to manipulate the market even more. Just like stock splits, right? If Amazon gets to $2,000, they do a stock split and then make it $100, and so that everybody can buy, and then they use them as exit liquidity near the top. Where did Amazon do a stock split? Near the top, right? Because they use that as exit liquidity, and then it starts to go down because people buy it at the top. Oh, it's $100 now I can buy in, or it's $200 now I can buy in. I can't buy 2,000. And then they created reverse stock splits for this. It's just accounting wizardry, right? And in my opinion, it's just to manipulate the markets, because we know we can't have fair and orderly markets. It's unfair and unorderly markets, right? The exact opposite of what the SEC's mission statement is. Also, High Tide announces at-the-market program of up to $30 million Canadian for strategic initiatives to replace the previous at-the-market program. And we've seen some nice moves on High Tide stock as well, acting as a bit of a laggard. Also, rescheduling of MJ could reshape banking, affect FinCEN, and IRS regulations, according to the MJ banking experts at Standard C. So again, this would be a huge legitimization of if we get kind of, safe banking, if we get rescheduling to Schedule 3, that's going to make more companies, these large companies, right, these Fortune 500 companies, more accepting, and they got fiduciary duty, right, and shareholders, so they can't just go into an industry that's classified as Schedule 1, the same list as heroin, right? So that'll be the monumental step and first step in attracting these Fortune 500 companies, right? We know that Uber partnered with Leafly for delivery in British Columbia here in Canada. So we're starting to see more and more follow suit. We know Amazon and Apple are also backing reform this time around, which is just even more legitimacy and vote of confidence for this space in medicine of the future. MJ MSO Cresco Labs launches Spotify ad campaign. So again, we're starting to see more and more big tech companies and more just acceptance of this industry. Also, California Senate approves bill to legalize MJ cafes with final concurrence vote expected shortly before going to governor. And I can't wait to visit some of these cafes in California, in Nevada as well. I think there was like an MJ party bus as well in Colorado. So all these things definitely on my bucket list. Also, Aurora repurchases US $9 million principal amount of convertible notes, continues progress towards positive free cash flow with less than US $39 million of notes outstanding. So definitely seeing some progress there from an Aurora standpoint. I personally don't own any Aurora. I do through some ETFs indirectly. But yeah, it's definitely looking like they're starting to turn the ship around. And I think that the Canadian LPs are really starting to turn the page and enter a new chapter. But going to end it there. That is all for this edition of Rapid Fire News and MJ Updates. Again, let me know in the comments section below what you think of this news. And then let me know what you think of this new format. Also, make sure to check out powmerch.ca. You can get your POW swag. And I'm going to be coming up with a lot more products as well. And like I said, you can get 10% off between now and the end of September. And POW Group members will be getting that 10% for life. But going to end it there, it's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we'll see you again on the next video.